Today in Judge Simpson's court, defendant uses her baby to try and get out of going to jail. Will it work? Let's watch and find out. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
What calls the case? People versus Caitlin Ogden.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Brian J. Craig on behalf of Ms. Caitlin Ogden. Ma'am, please unmute yourself and state your full name for the record, please.
Caitlin Shea Ogden.
Thank you.
Teresa Flair on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Ms. Ogden is scheduled before the court today for a violation of probation hearing. Ms. Ogden is in violation of her probation, given that she has failed to report to probation following her sentencing. She owes a balance of $1,275 and has made no payments to the court. She failed to drug test weekly as the court ordered. She failed to complete a substance abuse assessment within 10 days or provide proof of a substance abuse treatment program. She failed to obtain her GED. She failed to sign her probation order. She also, Your Honor, has outstanding warrants at the 23rd District Court and 27th District Court. Probation is recommending that she be remanded to serve 365 days in jail with credit for 5 days served to serve the balance and to report to the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. That she complete the in-jail Dawn Farm program, waive remaining terms, accept the financial obligations, and discharge from probation without improvement.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a clear instance of my client failing to thrive or even take off to do any of the requirements as set forth by the probation.
True. That is
Ms. Ogden, just allow me to advocate on your behalf. These are serious allegations, Your Honor. And my client acknowledges that there are many factors, if not all, that she has failed to thrive on and take off in regards to your requirements. We're asking the court at this time to allow my client the opportunity not to be exposed to the full maximum penalty of the 365. This has certainly brought to her attention the need to begin doing the very minimum in terms of bringing herself into compliance before your court. She has indicated to me that she has taken steps to begin the process of obtaining her GED. This is low-hanging fruit in terms of what is required of her to do. But we're asking the court to suspend the 365, allow her to serve a shorter jail term, to allow her to continue on probation and allow her to prove to herself, or prove to both herself and to this court, that she is capable and competent and will follow through with your orders. We understand it's been many months since you've imposed this sentence. By my calculations, we're almost at 9 months. So I ask the court for that consideration and compassion towards my client in regards to her situation. And Ms. Ogden, if there's anything I have not articulated in terms of what you have done in this probation-related case, please let the court know succinctly and us in this matter. Thank you.
I know. I just need a second.
And Your Honor, from probation stance, the reason probation was providing a jail recommendation, I had concerns given her just drop off from probation and her failing to test that there may have been continued drug problems.
It's not continued drug problems.
Ms. Ogden, do not interrupt. Just allow her to state her position.
And that was the concern before probation's stance, Your Honor.
Your Honor, my client is obviously very emotionally distraught at this news in terms of when I delivered it to her in terms of the proposed recommendation. And she, I believe at this stage, understands the seriousness of what is before her. And we're asking just for an opportunity for her to attempt to redirect the ship while on probation, because to use the metaphor, it's never left the harbor, because at this stage she needs, in terms of, to take the very minimum steps to do what this court has asked of her. So we're asking for that opportunity.
I mean, I think what needs to be remembered is this started out as a felony, was reduced to a misdemeanor, and I remember taking the plea. And one of the reasons they had done that the way they did it is because during a certain circumstance with this defendant, where she resided in the drug courts. And they purposely made sure, because it was a one case, that it was going to come before me on the plea form, which is very unusual for me. I added to the plea form that she needed treatment. We added that to the plea. She accepts that offer and then did nothing. Nothing. I mean, I would like to even be able to say, well, at least she did X. I have nothing at all.
Your Honor, it's like when I was going through everything, then I was doing everything fine, and then somehow everything got a mess, and like everything was falling apart. Like I lost my car, I ended up losing my job, and like I've been building everything back together piece by piece. And I am so sorry that I did not do what I was supposed to do then, but I didn't have the money. I had to make sure that they wanted me to make payments, and I was scared to make that payment because then I wouldn't have a roof over my children's head. And I felt like it was wrong, but like, I'm just asking you, like, please just give me another chance to do everything because I don't want to lose my babies, and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And I can do it. I just needed to get it together, and I got it together, and now I feel like it's too late, but I know that I can do it, and I'm just asking you, please, just for one more chance, just to show you that I won't let you down, and that I can do it.
To be honest with you, the money was the least of my worries. I run into folks that have issues with money all the time.
I know it was the
Other
program.
things.
I can enroll in.
Things. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Ms. Ogden, those are the exact words that came out of my mouth yesterday. That's the lowest in terms of concerns. The others are much higher.
I can enroll into the guidance center. It's right here for an outpatient program. Like, I didn't have like a way. I didn't have the card, but I have everything in order now. And I already knew I messed it up. So I was waiting for the court date just to tell them, like, I'm doing it all and I can do it all. I don't think by me going to jail and away from my kids for years, really gonna, how can I get it that it's my fault and I'm the reason why I'm here right now? But I just need another chance. I know I don't deserve it, but like, I swear.
I'm sorry.
Ma'am, you've done nothing here. Nothing.
I cleared up Taylor's warrant.
Don't interrupt, Ms. Ogden. Don't interrupt. Let the judge, Ms. Ogden, stop interrupting. Let him make a point. He's trying to work through this with you in terms of rendering a decision.
You've got, which warrant did you say you took care of?
Your Honor, there's two matters, Taylor and Riverview.
Yeah, but Ms. Ogden, unmute and tell me which warrant you're saying you took care of. I can't hear you, Ms. Ogden, because you're muted.
I missed the court. I took care of Taylor's, and then I missed the court date for that. And then I talked to the probation officer. I'm supposed to call back up there today, and she's supposed to speak with me to clear it out to set me a new court date. And then Riverviews, they tried to say that it was for my daughter not going to school. Every time, Your Honor, that she's missed school, it was for a dentist appointment or doctor's appointments. And for the ENT, because she had fluid in her ear, she had to have surgery in it. And like, I have, like, I can get a fax number and fax all that over to you. Like, that wasn't
Miss Ogden. Okay, so there's two matters, Your Honor.
Yes, but I can clear them up today. Like, it's
they have nothing.
Miss Ogden, Miss Ogden. If I sent you for a drug test today, is that going to come back clean? You better be honest with me. Is that going to come back clean?
There's marijuana in my system.
Yeah, you're using
But they told me that if I got my med card, I would be able to.
Ms. Ogden, we discussed this.
Yes, I
You
know.
were
And I told you
the court
thing.
asked you, Ms. Ogden.
But the
It's
court's the one who told me that if I was to get a medical card, that I would be able not to get in trouble from Washington County. That's what the lady told me. She said if I wanted to not get in trouble for it, to get the card, and I couldn't get in trouble. I know, but it's a part of probation.
Yes.
But I would drop every
Ms.
day.
Ogden,
Like, I would flush it out now. And
hold
I would
on,
drop
Ms. Ogden.
every day.
Your Honor, this is the asking for permission after the fact. I believe she has the card, but has not submitted it to community corrections.
I'm reading right now from the magistrate's form.
Right.
Because it was a drug case, and it's to be no
Yeah.
possession of any illegal drugs, alcohol, or marijuana.
Correct.
But I have.
Is that the only thing that's going to show up?
Yes, Your Honor. Only thing. Only thing. You can have my blood. You can have my hair. Like you can. Yeah, like, I swear.
And the problem is, I can't find now one thing. I don't even see that you tried. I mean, there are folks, I'm sure, on this screen that have had difficulties. They talk to probation and they work through it by the time it even gets to me. And you did nothing.
I did try. And then I left a voicemail on the probation officer's phone and was wanting her to call me back. And that was forever ago. I've called her multiple times to talk about it before I came here.
Wait,
Your Honor, I can tell you.
Ms. Valero, you go ahead.
Yeah, Your Honor, I can tell you that there was a returned call to her. A message was left trying to get her back into compliance regarding getting her order, reporting, and payments. And she was advised to contact us ASAP.
And I contacted you ASAP. I've called there's voicemails on there that I have left. It's not that I didn't try. I tried. I was terrified too because I know somehow I messed it up. And that's why I was scared.
Ms. Valero, when was that call?
That was back in July, Your Honor.
When she called me. No, there was also when I called her back, it was after that.
Ms. Ogden, that is at the onset of this case.
Okay, I understand. All right.
Right, we understand, and we're just trying to walk through what we can point to that has been some level of progress or success. And I think the only thing we've heard thus far is you've made an attempt to get into a GED program because now you realize the seriousness.
I don't even know.
And then I got into the guidance center. I got into the guidance center too in the beginning too. And I had to do an assessment thing. And then they wanted to drug test me and all kinds of stuff. I was doing that too. And then I knew I messed it up, probation. So, but I can get proof of all that. Like,
where are you getting, ma'am? Today's the day. So you're telling me you can get proof of all this, but today's the day.
I know. I know.
And my question to you is, where are you enrolled to get a GED?
Asher.
Did you send anything regarding that enrollment to probation?
No, I haven't sent nothing.
Why not?
Because I didn't know if I was still going or not. I've called the lady, Your Honor, and it wasn't just in July. I've left a voicemail on her phone asking her to call me back. And then she called me and then I called her back. I've even went on the online thing to try to fill it out too.
Anything else
on the court thing.
before the court imposes sentence?
Your Honor, I would just ask that you consider the initial premise that a shorter jail term would be appropriate. I think we've brought her attention to the seriousness of what's going on. I think that would be an opportunity. I don't want to set up for failure, but a shorter jail term, I think, would certainly impart upon her the seriousness of what's going on with this case.
Or just another chance.
No.
You know, time and time again, I realize that we give people certain tasks to do, and sometimes life interferes. And As I said, there are probably some here. We've had some earlier today. And if somebody's making some effort to do something, even though they may not contact probation, they've got proof that they've done something
But I can't.
to try and either rectify the problem or do whatever within their means. This is one of those rare cases I come across where I have nothing. I have nothing that I can point to say this defendant tried to do something that since June, when I imposed sentence in this case, June 23rd, that she tried to do something. Nothing. Bad fact of the matter is that when she was originally charged with a felony, everybody,
Yeah,
defense counsel, everybody was trying to work with her to try to set an appropriate course that she could follow. There were extensive conversations between counsel and then with the court and an understanding of where this defendant needed to go. And she did nothing.
That's not true.
Mr.
Your Honor,
Ms. Ogden, it's futile to continue to argue the point. We've covered it multiple times. Do not argue with the judge.
I'm not arguing with him. I'm not that stupid.
Then tell me what, okay, you just said I was lying and not telling the truth. Tell me what was untrue about what I said, Miss Ogden.
No, I'm saying like I did try, Your Honor.
You just told me as I was going through, that's not true. Tell me what I said that was not true.
No, I'm sorry. Everything you said was true, but I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry.
So Ms. Ogden, put the shovel down. Stop digging the hole.
I know. I'm
Stop.
scared.
Just done. Because you really haven't done anything. You've apparently gone through life talking your way out of everything. You've run into the wrong judge. I'm done. It is the sentence of the court. Sentence this defendant 365 days, Washtenaw County Jail. I will give her credit for the 5 days that she served. I will order at this time the defendant is to serve the balance. I will further order that the defendant is to report to the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. today, sharp. If she is there at 6:01, a bench warrant will issue. She will then be picked up and held without bond. She is to complete the in-jail Dawn Farm program. I will waive any additional terms except her financial obligations and discharge her from probation without improvement. With reference to the sentencing, and I'm only doing this in deference to counsel, if the defendant does turn herself in timely, the court will at some point reconsider the time on her sentence. If
Thank
it
you.
turns out that the defendant does not turn herself in timely and or is picked up on the warrant that will issue, then she will do the entirety of the 365. So now she has another choice to make whether she wants to follow the court's instructions or not.
Very good, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'll relay that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case of the people versus Brian Gerard.
In this case, I think Judge Simpson made the right call. Defendant did not complete any of the tasks that was required by the court. Her crying seemed fake and holding her baby the whole time seemed like a manipulation tactic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and thank you for watching.